No
Hey,
worries.
at this stage of the season, what can you do to fix the defense?
It's hard. It's we're just getting crushed interior wise, and we just got to be better. We no resistance in there, and you know Nate Roberts, Riley, those guys they're fighting, but have just got to keep developing and getting better. It's just too easy. Both the guys, both the Mobleys are pretty talented though. They're not only good scorers in there, but they're very good passers. But we're not getting the same resistance as we've had in the past in the paint, and that's been killing us.
Have you seen any improvement? From I guess the Baylor game to maybe Colorado to tonight.
You know what? In terms of the defense, the numbers say no. Offensively, we had 13 assists. We made 9 threes, shot a good percentage there. But it's the defensive end right now that's really hurting us. USC's a really good defensive team, so we got down early, and it's hard to. Sorry, guys. It's hard to play from behind against a really good defensive team. They use their size well. They force you in the paint, and that was very, very difficult. But we just couldn't stop them. And then when we did stop them or we got near it, we fouled them. And just not good enough. Needs to get better.
All right, Hop. Thank you.
Thank you, Percy.
Okay, we'll go to Lauren. Go ahead, Lauren.
Hi, Hop. How are you?
Hey, Lauren.
You talked about the defense. You mentioned not seeing the same resistance inside that you're used to. Is there anything else that you're used to seeing from your defenses that just hasn't been there?
Well, you know what? Like it's activity, right? Usually, when if you look at certain teams, last couple of years, we would have as many combination if you added steals and blocks to our turnovers. And so, as much as we turned it over, we were getting it back with our activity, deflections, and those types of things. And we're small up top, which causes a major problem. We're trying to get bigger on the baseline because rebounding's been a problem. But the activity, the deflections, the disruption just aren't there, what we're used to. And then when they do get it in there, we tried to go into a match, which was like a man-to-man when the ball got in the high post. And, they've got good players and they scored or we fouled. Put a team on the line 37 times and them shooting 50% from the field and out-rebounded by 10 is not the recipe for success. We've got to be better.
And then you mentioned another slow start tonight. How frustrating is it getting to not be able to kind of figure out that issue?
Well, you know what? We're getting better balance, but we're just our starts. It's just can't explain it. We were able to run a play on our first score, Jamal Bay, and then he was lucky to bank in a 3. But it was difficult for us to score. They were taking quad A away. We went in the post a couple of times, which made it a little bit difficult, but we've got to get better starts. But it really starts to me on the defensive end. When you have a good start on the defensive end, you're getting in transition, you're getting an early stop, where you can get an easy basket or find a 3 in transition or get to the basket when the defense isn't set. Because when you got a combination of the Mobleys in the half court, it's going to be very difficult because of their length and their size, especially in the paint. So, it's we struggled with it at the beginning, got behind, and it's hard to play in a hole for sure.
All right, thank you.
All right.
All right, we'll go to Chris Fetters. Go ahead, Chris Fetters.
Hey, Hop. Thanks for doing this. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
What I was curious, I noticed no Nate or Marcus tonight. Was that strictly rotation related?
Yeah. Nate wasn't on the trip due to personal reasons, and Marcus, I just went with somebody else.
Okay. Also, in terms of like the takeaways and the defensive stuff, I'm just curious with the rotations, the way they're going, whatnot. Are you seeing the consistency that you're needing to? I mean, when it comes to it,
I think at the end of the day, we have a lot of for instance, Nate Roberts is on his 10th game as a starter or whatever it is, and 9th game and played half the season last year, limited minutes. He's new. This is new to him. Eric Stevenson's 9 games into it. Quaddy Green 12 last year, 13, and then this he's small. Getting it, Raekwon a little bit, Jerron new, Cole new, Riley's never played. So, there's a learning curve in terms of really understanding it in the reps. And then you go to the level of, players. Tonight, the two big guys are as good as anybody in the country. One will be probably one or two picked in the NBA draft. And, it was just, they were difficult covers. And so we just got to find ways to be creative. We try to play a little bit of man. If we were going to go down, we were going to go down with a fight. And, cut it to 16 and we just couldn't get it any closer.
Last question's about the slow starts again. Are you finding that when teams try to take quad A out of the mix, because obviously you can look at the stats and everything, but it seemed like when they were able to take him out, they effectively were able to take you guys out early. Are you starting to see that being a consistent theme?
Yeah, that's what people are doing, and we got to use him as maybe a decoy to, like we did in the second half to start. Just keeping him spaced. The other guys are playing a little bit better, which is important. And it takes a team, and then he has to have the responsibility. If two guys are there, he's got to be able to make the pass and not try to force it, and that will make us a lot better. But tonight, it was the slow start and then the defensive end. Regardless of at the beginning or the end, we couldn't stop them. And to be a good team and to be able to win, you got to be able to defend.
Thanks, Hop.
You're welcome.
Okay, we got time for a few more guys. I'm gonna go to Andy Yamashita. Go ahead, Andy.
Hey, Hop, thanks for the time.
Yeah, Andy.
You guys let USC get to the free throw line 37 times. What were you seeing that was leading to so many fouls?
Well, we went man. We just couldn't stop them, and they were going over the top. And you had Jamal Bay guarding Isaiah Mobley. We felt our best chance to win the game and get in the game would be to go smaller and try to pressure a little bit. And he was posting up and just. It's a light heavyweight fighting heavyweight with Jamal. He was battling, but we fouled, and it's plagued us all year. We got to be more disciplined on the defensive end, and get better at it. That's just the bottom line. We'll be in decent position, and we'll foul them. And then when you're not a good defensive rebounding team, when they're over there just tapping the ball and stuff, a lot of times you're out of position. Little guys are trying to dig out, and it just becomes a problem. That's where a lot of the fouls happen.
Definitely. And obviously the Mobley brothers are a tough defensive task for anybody, but in a perfect world, what does your defense look like against two really good bigs like that?
Well, it should be. What we were trying to do is, what we've done in our first year, because we have very similar personnel, but just younger and less experienced. But when the ball's going the high post, you're trying to eliminate dunks and threes. And if they want to shoot the foul line jump shot, then, you're taking one of the best big guys off the offensive glass. Now we only have one on the offensive glass. They were able to get a little bit deeper. We came up and they just made, there was just no resistance. And we've got to be able to take some charges, make it difficult, be creative. But most important, in my opinion, we have to be grittier. I mean, you just got to be grittier, bottom line. And we weren't tonight.
Thanks, Hop.
All right, Kim Gernald. Go ahead, Kim.
Hey, Coach.
Thank you.
Eric Stevenson, 2 good games in a row. Anything you can point to that maybe initiated the turnaround for Eric?
Just confidence. We're moving the ball a little bit better. We had 13 assists. I felt like, he got some good looks. Where he needs to improve and help us win is on the defensive end. We've got to be scrappier. We've got to be, we got to be tougher. We just, we had to go small because we felt like it was our best offensive lineup to be able to get back. And when you're doing that, against a team like this, you really have to be 5 guys committed going after the ball. And, Eric offensively great. We're better in offensively. We're making some shots, but we've, good teams, great teams end up being great defensively, and we're far from that. We got to get better.